welcome to Project West. This is my new property, my new purchase, or my latest purchase that I'm going to be doing a renovation on. Now come on in, I want to show you around this room. I actually had two ideas for this property. When I initially viewed this property, I had an idea to convert it from a one bedroom to a two bedroom property, subject to the freeholder's permission and sign off. But actually, as the purchase started to develop, as my business has got obviously continuing to get busier and I've found some other properties to buy, I now won't have the available capital necessarily, or time or efforts to be able to come in here and do the full conversion. So instead, I'm going to do an interim renovation and then probably revisit it in 2-3 years time, where I can then convert it properly and then hopefully get a bigger refinance on it. But anyway, if I was going to convert it to a two bedroom, the idea was essentially to move the kitchen, which I'll show you in a minute, into the corner here and create kind of a kitchen living area, which obviously you see now all the time in these kind of new build properties. So in the short term, the plans in here effectively are going to be to remove this wallpaper, which is starting to come away from the wall anyway, and obviously properly repaint all of these walls. It's going to be to plaster the ceiling, remove the coving, and to replace the flooring as well. Now there's lots of things you probably can't see on camera. There's lots of wires that are run around the skirting, old telephone wires down here, and it's actually got a little bit grotty around the window where the previous tenant used to hang things around the window. So just lots of general tidying up to do in this room, but we'll be able to spin it round nice and quickly. So heading on into the other rooms. Hallway, very similar thing. Artex ceilings, get rid of those. Obviously new flooring, lots of general tidying up. Right now I'm standing in the kitchen, which hopefully will be like the biggest transformation, because these are actually really solid, kitchen units. And although not ideal, I would much prefer to replace it with a little compact unit in that sitting room. In terms of keeping what we've already got, this will work. And I've done a very similar kitchen to this in a property I used to own, where I sanded it down, repainted it in a navy blue, and it came up brilliantly. My plans as of right now is a nice dark grey on this. Obviously remove these tiles and replace those. New worktops, because these are grim as well. New oven, new sink. I mean, this will basically look like a new room, as well as the things that we're doing in the other rooms, which is plastering the ceiling, replacing the flooring. Again, just with your typical kind of like cushion flooring, which maybe looks like a wooden flooring, as opposed to not, I'm not going to be putting carpet in there, for example. Not going to be putting like a nice wood flooring, because we might change that into a bedroom in the future. Behind me is the bathroom, which what you can't potentially see again on camera is that my feet are near enough sticking to the floor, which is gross. But I've actually started taking up the flooring, and I've gone down not just the one layer, but I've then gone to the second layer here. Then I've gone to the boarding underneath, which turns out that was rotting, and actually there's a flooring under that, and then there's a boarding under that, which is also rotting, and that's disgusting. That's literally gross. So this is all coming up. I'm going to be replacing the boarding, which probably sits on top of joists. Then we'll be able to put, again, like a new cushion flooring down on there. And apart from that, the bare bones of this bathroom are actually really good. The tiles are nice, the grouting is pretty good, an electric shower. So what we'll do is just replace the screen, replace the side panel, replace the flooring, probably new taps and a good paint, just to bring it up to spec a bit. And I'm sure you can still probably hear my feet sticking to the floor. Last room, this isn't a very big tour, I hate to tell you. Last room is the main bedroom, or the only bedroom currently, until we change things in the future. And yeah, there isn't much to say. We'll be doing the ceiling, we'll be doing the flooring with carpets again. This morning I ripped off the wallpaper in this room, which came off really easy. I was actually just whipping it off like this, whereas I don't think it'll be quite that easy in the sitting room, sadly. But yeah, give this room a really nice paint round. There's a small leak coming from the bathroom that needs to be sorted. And again, just lots of little jobs around the wiring and around how things have got just a little bit shabby over the years. So general tidy up. But overall the plan is to quickly spin this round in December, when it's not a good time to put it on the rental market anyway, get it up to speed, list it in January, hopefully get a good tenant in here as soon as possible, paying rent. I will probably not do an interim refinance because I purchased this property with some funds from my own business. I'm not in dire need for them straight away, but what I will do when it's coming up to the 2-year mark is hope to get in here, do a bit more of a spin around in the property, maybe convert it into the 2 bedrooms, then do a follow-up refinance. So that is my plans for this one. So I'm back for what is hopefully one of the last check-ins on this property, and a lot has changed visually, and that's mainly due to the flooring, which I'll show you in 1 second. But before I do, I wanted to actually point out these windows to you. Now they're not brand new, these windows and doors, but the UPVC has tidied up really well. The lady that rented this property before I owned it actually had, she'd put this kind of netting and this Velcro all around the windows in order to stop her cats that were living here jumping out. Now there is the remnants of some of this which still need to tidy up around here, but there was all this sticky stuff around the UPVC. So I've had that cleaned and tidied up, which was well worth doing because it's cleaned up really well. This room is 97.5% there. The only 2.5% are just going around and painting over a few scuffs, finishing off around the corners. But apart from that, it looks brilliant. Actually, the radiator's slightly unlevel still, which really bugs me, which we are going to be sorting out. But it's looking really good now. And apart from those scuffs and different things, this room is finished, which I'm really pleased with. This is such a big room. This really could have been a kitchen, a kind of open plan lounge kitchen, which it might be in the future. As for the kitchen, I'm also incredibly excited and proud of this room because I have managed to make a massive saving by refurbishing this kitchen, which I will talk to you about in a bit. But overall, it's looking really smart. It is very dusty. So if you look at these kitchen cupboards, they look nice, but they are covered in a thick layer of dust where we've been sanding and also trying to finish off where these tiles were previously without ruining the old plasterboard. So we're doing a fix-up job on that, should we say. But these look really smart. I'm really pleased with the handles. Obviously, the actual frame itself has now been painted black, which is looking good. And I've actually painted the shelves black as well, just to sort of tie in with it. I say black, it's like a really dark grey, but it kind of comes out black in camera. And again, we're not 97.5% finished in here. We're probably kind of 80, let's go for 83% in here. But we're getting there. We're really getting there on that one as well. Finally is this room. This is now changed from like a navy blue kind of colour to white. There's had to be some stain blocking done on this side. But apart from that, this room is really getting there as well. I won't go into the bathroom. That is the final room that we're going to be finishing off. But again, there isn't much left to do. The main thing to talk to you about here is the carpets and the vinyl, which is the main change since last time, because we do still need to do other general jobs in this property, which is the architraves, the doors, and finishing off some of these door handles. But aside from that, we've had carpets done throughout in the sitting room, I was going to say the landing, but the hallway and the bedroom. And then I've gone for vinyl in the kitchen, vinyl in the bathroom. So the kitchen vinyl is like a really nice wood effect that kind of semi-matches the worktops, so that there's kind of dark greys, there's white tiles, and then there's wood in the property. And then in the bathroom, I've gone for this kind of concrete effect because I just figured it would be one of the easiest things to have in there that would match the different colours that are already in the bathroom, or the different tones of grey that are already in the bathroom, but also hopefully it'd be quite hard wearing. I do think I'll be back into this property within the next 3 years, next 5 years to replace that bathroom, because it's getting towards the end of its life cycle. Even though it doesn't look too old, it's really getting towards the end of its life cycle. You know, that bathroom actually is fully functional. It's up to date in terms of design. It's not really dated. It just doesn't make sense to go in there and spend, you know, £3,000 or £4,000 on ripping out and replacing it with a new bathroom when I believe it's got another 2, 3, 4 years left in it. But I do believe that over the next 3 to 5 years, I will be back into this property. I will be replacing that bathroom, obviously updating anything else that needs to be updated at the time.